Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. Did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please do not ask why. No one really quite understands why the Grinch can't stand Christmas. It could be perhaps that his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I believe that the most likely reason of them all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour Grinch frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And now I got this old garbage bag that I'm going to use as a sack, and with my hat, no one will even know that I'm the Grinch. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and Who boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, 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 noise. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast, which was something that the Grinch could not stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked the least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with the Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought he could stop the whole thing. For 53 years, I've put up with this horrible tradition. I must find some way to stop this. But wait, I have an idea. Max, let's go. Now, all I need is a reindeer. But reindeer are a little scarce around here to find. But wait, oh my gosh, I'll just make Max into one. Let's do this right here. Perfect, perfect. And so the Grinch decided to turn himself into Santa Claus. I found this ratty old hat in the garbage over there, but with this, I'll look just like Saint Nick. Perfect. And now I got this old garbage bag that I'm gonna use as a sack. And now, with my Santa hat and my sack, no one will even know that I'm the Grinch. Then he loaded up some old sacks and empty bags on his ramshackle sleigh and hitched up old Max. And so the Grinch started down towards the homes where the Who's lay asleep on their town. All of the windows were dark and the town was oh so quiet. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without a care in the world when he came to the first little house on the square. Oh, we made it! This is our first stop. And it looks like we're at Cindy Lou Who's house. Let me just squeeze through the chimney, grab my trash bag, and let's see what we can find. These disgusting stockings are the first to go, and I'm taking everything, the tricycles, the popcorn, and these pop guns, roller skates, checkerboards, everything. And the Who fridge, don't mind if I do. Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? Cindy Lou's voice sounded almost as if it was the coo of a dove. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who had woken up for a cold cup of water. The Grinch, as sly and as smart as he was, thought of a lie so quick. Oh, my little dear, there's a light up here on this one side that won't light up, so I'm going to take it back to my workshop and get it fixed and bring it right back for you. And now the last thing I have to do is take a log from their fire, and then the Who's have nothing left. Not even a crumb small enough for a mouse to find. They have nothing. And then I'll do the same thing to every other house in Whoville too when Christmas is ruined. It'll be ruined. And so the Grinch headed back up the mountain as it was 15 dawn. The Who's are still in bed. Look at all this stuff I stole. The presents, the ribbon, the wrapping, the toys, the trimming, the cheer. And now I'm going to dump all this stuff in Mount Crumpet. Poo poo to the Who's. Now they're just finding out that Christmas is coming and they're waking up and they're gonna see that it's ruined. Their mouse will hang up a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will cry, boo hoo. That's a noise that I simply must hear. I can hear it, very faintly, but I can hear it. The sound started low and then it continued to grow. The sound was in fact merry, very merry. As the Grinch stared down at Whoville, he popped his eyes, shook, and saw a shocking surprise. That sound is merry, very merry. How can it be so? I stole all their gifts and their presents and their decorations. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, came without packages, bows, or rags. Maybe Christmas doesn't come from the store. Maybe, perhaps Christmas means a little bit more. I'll bring back the presents and the decorations and the toys to all the people in Whoville. What happened then, you may ask? They say that the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day. He returned everything to the Who's, and then he himself carved the roast beef.